I'm Dustin, Prince of Aphotic Realm, and this is Bo, my indie author friend.
Fabulous powers will be revealed to you the day we hold aloft our mics and say,
I have the Geekdom! Geek-Men and the Masters of the ThunderNerds! ThunderNerds! Ho! Welcome to an all-new season of Geek-Men and the Masters of the ThunderNerds. I'm Dustin.
I am Bo.
And this is the podcast that talks about all the things you love.
Without all the hate.
That's right. It is good to be back.
It is. It's been weird being away for so long.
Yeah. We've been busy though, so it was good that we took that, hiatus, that little break. Absolutely.
Even though we did sneak in a little, it was unintentional, but we did manage to sneak in that season finale.
Yeah. Yeah, we certainly did. And that was fun too. We talked about a lot of fun things and Batmobiles and books and stuff galore and whatnot. Oh, but man, I gotta say, before we get too far into it, I love the new look, the design, and the Castle Grey Cat, our new lair, that we finally has an image to go with what we are hang out in, so to speak.
We gotta up the game. New season.
Yeah, new season, new little logo, so to speak.
Gotta have a party hangout for all the ThunderNerds.
That's right. And speaking of hangouts, we also have a Discord now.
We do.
That has precisely 3 people on it, and we are 2 of them. No, there's a couple other people that have joined, but we do want to get some of that moving and take some of these good positive vibes and conversations that we have and take them into the Discord channel. So that's one thing that we did while we were away. We set that up and had some good times.
A lot of good. The way that's organized, you did a fantastic job, by the way.
Thanks.
It's very cozy and inviting for it, especially if you're new to Discord, which everybody should be on Discord anyway. It's fantastic service.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty neat. Hopped on there because he's not. We haven't had him on the season yet. We keep trying to get him on here. Sean LaChance, is that how you pronounce his last name?
Yeah, that's the way I would say it.
I think that's how it's pronounced. I could have botched it, but of horror writers, and we got our writers group on there, and I started poking around, and I'm like, hey, this is pretty cool. We should. I'm going to do this for Geek-Men, and I'm going to do this for other things too, and that we haven't announced yet. Totally set one up for Aphotic Realm. Spoilers, but we just haven't announced it or pushed it out or done anything promotional about it yet. So all that will come, assuredly. So I don't know, but what have you been up to?
Well, we had the the book launch, and that was several months.
Yeah, it was several months of your life.
Yeah, just making sure that it was as perfect as possible. I know it wasn't going to be absolutely perfect. Nothing is, but I just, for you guys, because just seeing how much hard work you guys have put into it with me, I wanted to make sure that, coming in at the finish line, I wanted to make sure everything was really good. And it was. It was really, couldn't be more proud. Things, good success. And
yeah, I mean, I have a copy in front of me and definitely pretty excited about it. Love it, and it looks great next to Year 47 on my shelf, and I have those up on my bookshelf above my desk, and
I'm very proud.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
And then I did the Grey Rooms, that introduction to the season,
which is it was a great episode, and it's very sort of topical to one of the episodes that we were sort of going off of on Geek-Men.
Absolutely.
I think it was episode 11, where we sort of did like the fandom workshop, like how to survive your fandom, and I thought that was just a great episode.
Oh, well, thank you. But yeah, it very much played off of that. That was, it completely changed that whole story when all this stuff happened. It was just the timing of it.
Yeah.
Because I think she was just a pop star in the original draft. Yeah. I was writing it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, it's crazy, what any kind of public facing people, celebrities and writers and journalists face in this day and age,
Yeah. Pretty much anytime there's news and something happens, like somebody has to leave or somebody has to say cool down.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's one thing to be critical, but it's another thing to just dump garbage all over it.
Yeah, there's no point.
Yeah.
I think even the director of Aquaman, he was telling people that, because there's so much love for that movie.
Mm-hmm.
They were telling everybody, the fans that were going out harassing people that didn't like it. He was like, cut it out. We don't.
Yeah.
I like the positivity, but I don't like it that way. That's
yeah,
cool.
For sure. Which, Aquaman was just a fantastic movie.
Yeah, I believe we're going to have to. Yeah, you're going to talk about it in a little bit here.
Excuse me. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I mean, we'll get to that, but just
what have you been up to? I mean, I know.
Well, other than I've been working on the same things that you have for as far as by year's end. But the other thing I was involved with was Aphotic Realms 5th issue. Eldritch.
Yes.
So that came out also in November. So that was, took up a bunch of our time and
always excited about the Lovecraft.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun and got to do a story. I have a story in that as well. So it was a lot of fun. And
very, 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 very good story too.
The cover artist is fantastic.
Oh yeah, that cover, man.
It's just like, I take no credit in any of that at all, but it's just like, oh goodness, I would buy our magazines just for our cover alone.
Man, the production. You guys keep opening up your game there too. It's really impressive to see each issue just keep getting better and better, and you just keep upping your game,
Yeah, thanks.
And yet you don't. The price still. You guys should be charging way more money than you should be. Well. Yeah. What else happened? I know. I wouldn't mind touching briefly on. I know we didn't, but Hindered Souls Press just. I'm going to say goodbye to them.
Yeah.
And
that was.
But just the positivity that came out of that, just everybody just coming together and just being like, man, it's, we're going to miss you, but man, you did a fantastic job where you were there.
For sure. And that was probably one of the coolest things about Hindered Souls Press, and just sort of getting into, as we sort of came in the community, both Medina and I, and just, that was one of the things we heard consistently from folks. It was that, Hindered Souls for a lot of people was their first publishing credit, and he sort of opened the door for a lot of people, and helped a lot of people out, and a lot of positive remarks and things to say, and I mean, Tappy is just a great guy. I don't think anyone has anything negative to say about him.
Oh,
he's just a awesome dude, and the stuff he put out was quality, and he definitely had a passion for what he did. And
he's already got stuff in the works too, like coming back, just doing doing some work on his own. He's helping people out.
Mm-hmm.
He's still doing what he's doing, just on a smaller scale, and he can't stop the man.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Anything else? I'm trying to think of like all just this, just trying to highlight all any positivity that, because it's not been the easiest.
Yeah.
There's been some notable things, but like it's nice to always highlight the good stuff.
Mm-hmm. I think there were a lot of things good that came from a lot of positive things that were said about Kendall Review's holiday series that he did.
Yeah, that's right.
Gavin put together a lot of cool holiday, Christmassy, horror themed stuff. Didn't you have a story in that, or were you just thinking about it?
No. I actually did get one in there.
Okay, I thought so.
Yeah, he had he really planned that out. He had like that whole month just packed, and he's another one of those people that, because of his he's very genuine, and his positivity comes from just being genuine. It's not from a place of trying to get up in the ranks or make money or anything like that. He's all about the community and promoting everybody. And so when he asked about like who wanted to come do some Christmas stuff with him that month, everybody, he had a huge just outpouring of people that just came in. Mm-hmm. That was good. There were some good stories in there.
Yeah. I didn't get to read them all. I was pretty busy throughout the holidays, but I did read quite a few of them, and they were really good.
It's still there to check out in case.
For sure, they are definitely still there, and that's one of the good things.
Good community, yeah.
Yep, for sure. What else? We announced that you're gonna do, you're gonna guest edit an anthology for Aphotic Realm.
Yeah. You guys were like, you came. It was a nice surprise. You guys just kind of took me aside and you're like, look, we're going to do an anthology. We kind of want your help on it. I'm like, okay. And then I realized how involved you really wanted me to be. And I was like, whoa, it's kind of a big responsibility. And you sure? And you're like, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's been fun just kind of planning that out. I know that night we were sitting there trying to come up with the themes and stuff. That was really fun.
Yeah.
I still have fun memories of that. But I think that just opened up, and that's going to be for the next several months.
Yeah.
3 till March 1st?
Yep.
March 1st is the deadline?
Yep.
So anybody listening that wants to write some Appalachian-related horror, give it a go. Go to Aphotic Realm and throw in some submissions. Read those guidelines. It's a paying gig. Can't beat it, man.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's going to be fun. That was pretty exciting.
Because that's some good material to play around with. Because it seems like a limited theme, but it's very there's so many things you could do with it.
And it also just seemed sort of like, I don't know, this might seem cheesy, but it almost seemed fated. Because like the night we came up with that, the next morning I found the article. It was just right in my face, that article about that Appalachian true horror story in the Appalachian Hills or whatever.
We can find that link.
Yeah, it should still be in the our Twitter conversation.
That article was that's one of the most amazing articles I've read.
Yeah.
And it's a long read for anybody who is prepared to read it, but if you invest the time in it, it's so good. It really needs to be turned into either like a docudrama or an actual movie. Mm-hmm. It's so good. It's just absolutely terrifying, and there's nothing supernatural or anything. It's just human, just the dark side of human nature, man.
Which is one of the things that I always found to be more terrifying than monsters and vampires and werewolves. I can work out that's all not real, but you get humans that the real stuff that can happen in real life, that kind of stuff is a little more scary to me.
Yeah, definitely. Especially reading that, because there were some little trademarks of the South that was a little too close to home. I was sitting there reading it, and it was spooking me.
Yeah.
I was like, oh man. What else? I'm trying to think of like any just super cool. I'm just really proud of just the horror community and the writing community right now in terms of coming together on certain things like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely seen a lot of, positivity and support, people talking about, things that are troubling them. People have stepped up and helped out. People, just done all around good stuff. And
absolutely.
For some
not
of the...
always... Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, it's not always arguing about with something's a horror movie or not. I know,
right.
But people do come together, and when they do, it's just it's really nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
What we're that type of podcast, though. What geeky things have we been up to?
Yeah.
What have you been up to?
Well, I mean, now that we've got like our work stuff out of the way and talked about all the things that have kept us from recording, even though I will admit at every turn I was just like, man, I really just want to record a podcast right now.
No, it felt like we had so many like podcasts, we just didn't record them.
Yeah. It's like, man, I mean, because we would have conversations and it's just like, we really should be recording this right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, why aren't we? But I guess we just need to record our conversations and just have our own channel where we just sit around and chat for Patreons that like to hear our ramblings.
It's 1 a.m. in the morning, and these guys are talking about the potential for an Optimus Prime movie. Let's check in on them.
What's new with these guys? Well, I don't know. Nothing good, probably. But speaking of Optimus Prime, I saw Bumblebee.
Jealous, by the way. I didn't
have
a chance to see it. Heard nothing but good things. What was your take on it?
Well, I gotta say it was a tough call because, it was Bumblebee or Spider-Man, and it was like,
so a lot of positive.
It was like, which one do we go with? But at the same time, we both my wife and I we actually kind of just wanted to see Aquaman again.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because you get to go see the Aquaman, which is again another movie that a lot of positive feedback off of it.
Yeah, we went to see Aquaman with the Amazon Prime preview early premiere week.
Oh yeah, I forgot they were doing it as a promotion.
Yeah, so we got to see it a whole week in advance before, the regular population, I guess. So, even though it was out other places, obviously, but it was pretty sweet, and it was so much fun. I just absolutely loved it, and I have to say, like, for everyone who's rooting for them to reboot the franchise and everything like that, it breaks my heart, because it's like, I don't want to lose Aquaman or this Superman or even this Wonder Woman, because I think Gal Gadot does a great job as Wonder Woman.
Yeah. It's always hard when a friend, like, I think it's probably the most frustrating it can be about certain franchises is like, if you want to, like, you want them to take it to another place where they can possibly fix it, that they have to potentially lose some great elements,
right?
Elements that are working,
right?
And it's so weird that here at the back end, the people are actually super stoked and happy,
yeah,
instead of at the beginning.
Yeah, but I mean, everything was great. I've only heard a few people criticized the movie. And it was over, like, I was talking to a couple friends, and the things that they were nitpicking. I was like, so what'd you think of the movie? They were like, oh, this thing. And I'm just like, that's going to keep you from liking the whole movie?
Yeah, it's one of those things.
It's like, that is the most minute thing in the world. And it wasn't even like plot wise. It was like, I was like, what?
Some people can.
Yeah, I was just
I've been guilty of that in the past too. I mean, it's one of those things. If you have that mentality about it, especially in the social setting that we have nowadays,
for sure,
it's very easy just to like completely disavow something because of one little element.
Yeah, I was just like, yeah, you know what? I'm not gonna let it bring me down. And I just stepped away from the conversation. I was like, I am too hyped and too excited about this movie to let someone bring this down. I was like, yep. I was dancing like a fool in the corner because it was great, and we were laughing, and it was just all over the place. It was just a fun movie.
I think it really shows. It always shows. I mean, just from the making of and just scenes I've seen, and obviously from the seeing his character in Justice League and stuff. Mm-hmm. You can tell Momoa is just having a good time.
Yeah. He's just genuinely, in real life, I want to hang out with him.
Oh, yeah, who doesn't, man?
Like, you just seem like a cool dude. I just want to hang out with you.
He's one of those people. It's like, I get it. I get why, women flock to you, and you get why dudes flock to you and all this stuff. You're just very chill and cool, and you act like nothing bothers you, man.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, you don't act like you're better than anybody else.
Yeah, that is definitely true. I've liked him on almost every single thing I've seen. I don't think, I guess I can say on everything I've seen, because what I was about to say didn't make sense. So, yeah, I mean, I've seen a few episodes of Stargate Atlantis with him in it and enjoyed that. And I haven't seen Conan, which a lot of people criticized.
Our friend, I think a friend Liam, I think he recalls saying that movie is very watchable because he's in it.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
Wish it had been better because he was actually really good Conan.
Yeah, I mean, I would imagine he would be too because he just fits the part. But I don't know. And
that's coming from a dude who loves the Conan series.
Yeah,
with Arnold Schwarzenegger. So
yeah, I don't know, but Aquaman was very worthwhile seeing, and I just can't wait to see it again. Costumes and everything were great. I was just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I am seeing a movie that has comic book accurate costumes in it.
That Black Manta costume, it
is amazing.
It's so sick.
Yeah.
I never thought I'd see one. I'm with you. I never thought I'd see that costume.
Yeah.
I thought somebody would be like, we can't do that giant helmet.
Yeah.
A giant oblong discus helmet? That's stupid. We can't do that.
Oh, man. And just the way those characters developed, especially Black Manta's character developed over the movie, was awesome. And
I gotta get to see it.
It's awesome. I can't wait. I know I've said awesome like 15 times in reference to this movie, but that's how much this movie has left me in awe. It's just a great movie, a lot of fun, and definitely up there as far as the DC movies. Still not my top favorite because obviously my top favorite's Man of Steel, but I would say my second favorite DC movie to date, easily.
Yeah, I know a lot of people did diss on Man of Steel. I actually enjoyed it. It's kind of up and down, and there's so much potential in that character, in that universe, and I think people just people like Henry Cavill too.
Mm-hmm.
I think, didn't Momoa say he's not, he came out and said he's like, Henry Cavill's not done playing Superman.
Yeah.
Recently. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh, really? That's interesting. Because I think he does deserve like another, I would like to see him get one more shot at a full-fledged movie.
Yeah, me too. The fact that they didn't do a second Man of Steel just is crushing.
Yeah. That explosion with Marvel.
Yeah. I'm not gonna say the movie was perfect in every respect, but I mean, it was still a great movie, I think.
Mm.
You know, a lot of people criticize the whole Pa Kent just gets sucked up by the tornado, and while he stands there, it's like you could have zipped over and saved him and zipped away and no one would have noticed. And it's like, well, maybe, but what if, you know, all those people huddled were actually standing there watching? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean,
it's one of those
debatable.
Things. It's people either saw what they were trying to get to or they didn't.
Yeah.
And, you know, it is what it is. Who knows what this will do now? Because, you know, Wonder Woman was so successful and Aquaman is so successful. Maybe they'll just keep going and actually try to just slowly repair it as they go along.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely repairable. And I honestly like Justice League. Again, it had flaws, but I enjoyed it a lot. It felt like a lot of fun to me.
Yeah.
But,
and I still want to see that Flash that Ezra Miller keeps talking about, but he hasn't got to play yet.
Mm-hmm.
But a guy who is just, you know, having to deal with the concept of being able to do everything at the speed of light, basically, but he still doesn't have enough time for himself. And it just, if you can go and look up Ezra Miller interviews about talking about the Flash, he has some really great concepts that they talked about were going to be done. And they, you know, of course that movie's been delayed 10 times over. So.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But Bumblebee, just on its own, how was it?
Bumblebee on its own was good. I definitely liked it. It didn't. I think people they've already sort of revealed this in the trailers and stuff. It doesn't completely ignore the original ones, but it's definitely before the original ones.
Yeah.
But it's like vague enough to where you could just sort of assume that, or like infer that certain things happen after this one particular thing happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but
I think it's an okay play. It being a soft reboot, because that way, even if you didn't like Bay's version,
right,
of that universe, it still doesn't completely ignore it, but at the same time, it's new.
Yeah. Well, and that's the other kind of unique thing, is that it's still kind of loose enough to where you could put in another movie. You could put in more movies. It's unless they're going to imply some sort of weird time jump and stuff, because this movie took place definitely in the 80s. The other Transformers movies took place in the 2000s, I'm guessing. It was. Yeah. I don't think it was modern. I think it was just regular modern day when Sam Witwicky found the car and all that. So I don't think it was retro or anything. Yeah. But
I think there's a lot of time to play around in there and still have a lot of fun, especially with movies and how long it takes for them to even come out anyway.
Yeah.
Did they? I mean, I'm asking, and we're kind of in spoiler talk for people that are listening anyway. If they, you know, they're enjoying talks about it. Did they hint at the broader universe, like they were talking about setting up with Hasbro?
Unfortunately, no.
No.
If it was in there, I did not catch it.
Okay.
Because there were those rumors that what's his face was actually Masks or whatever.
Yeah, he's from Mask. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what I was hoping so much. I was hoping to see that, but it didn't happen. Instead, those dudes were just S7. So
there was also that talk about them, instead of just redoing Power Rangers, actually bringing back the recent movie and keeping that universe and just kind of retooling it a bit too and bringing it in. which would be neat. That way, we get to see Tommy and stuff and don't have to wait again.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. Honestly, I'm more interested in I'm honestly more interested in the other stuff they have going on. The stuff that they've done with Shattered Grid and Lord Dakan or however you pronounce it. I thought that was more interesting to me.
Still catch up on that. I don't belong on this show.
What's that?
I don't belong on this show. There's so much I got to catch up on.
I mean, are you gonna see Brawley?
I probably will not get the opportunity to see Brawley, but
okay. That
was a huge hit in Japan, by the way, opening up at number 1.
Oh yeah, I can only imagine. So
smash hit.
Yeah, I think I might try to hit up some Dragon Ball friends and see it here locally. It depends on if I have the cashola and all that.
There's only so much money you can part with.
There is, especially when you're buying diapers and stuff and children.
There's a lot of nerds that are dads.
Yeah. So, yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I may see it. I may, but I may just listen to his retelling of it since I've seen literally precisely nothing much of Dragon Ball. But
that's the thing. If the world ever goes to crap, and we have to go back to old-fashioned storytelling, we can rely on Liam to. He has all the DBZ covered.
Yeah.
It'll be like that scene in Reign of Fire. He'll just reenact all of DBZ for us.
Yeah. Yeah. I know I could do that with probably Princess Bride and Star Wars.
Yeah, we could definitely do it. I know me and him could do RoboCop, and it would be fun. Yeah. By the way, Reign of Fire, underrated movie.
It's incredibly underrated. It's one of my favorite movies.
So good.
It's my favorite dragon movie period of all time, and it's probably one of my favorite Christian Bale movies ever.
Yeah, and the cool thing is, it's very much like Jurassic Park. When you go back and look at it, you're like, wow, this CG is still good. It's even better than most CG today.
Yeah, and that's the crazy thing is how well it holds up. It's astonishing how well it holds up.
Still good. Go find that movie.
Yeah, I'm in the mood to watch it again.
I'm always in the mood to watch that movie.
Yeah. I don't know.
What else? Oh, I've been my downtime, I was just playing games. I got to be honest, because it was something I could easily walk away from.
Yeah.
And put down. So I went through and played the Spider-Man game. It was really good. I just haven't played the DLC yet.
I want to play that game. It seems so good.
It's just so, you just feel like Spider-Man. It's great.
They always seem to do a really good job. I played the Spider-Man 3 movie video game for PlayStation 3 and loved it. I loved just the whole open city concept, web slinging around, saving citizens. It was great.
It's a really good game. I know a lot of people complain about the Mary Jane stuff, but it's not as prevalent as everybody's just like, It's still okay. And I love it. That was solid. And of course, Liam messed up and gave me Red Dead for a birthday present. And I just now finished it.
Oh yeah.
It's just.
Did you end up getting all the
campaigns?
Did you get all the other campaigns that you were trying to get?
Yeah, I went through and did most of the side stuff. I have some. I won't do it for this podcast. I have some issues with the story in terms of structure, but side stories, gameplay, it's really solid. It's really good. It really is a good mellow game to play with, and surprisingly, a very good horror western.
Yeah.
There's so many levels and side missions and stuff that are based around horror elements that it just works, and it's just so amazing, all the detail that's in it. So I had a lot of fun with it too.
That's another game that I've been wanting to play, but I don't play video games. If I play a video game, I would never come out, I think.
It's rough. That is a long game.
Yeah.
It's a long game. You get your money's worth out of it.
Yeah, that's the important thing, I think.
I need to find the thing. Surely there's a thing that tells me how many hours I put into it. It would be hilarious. I'm sure it's not Witcher bad, but Witcher bad was bad.
I would be afraid to know.
It's when I need to go back and look at that whole file, like the finished last file. Because when you like go through and start scrolling through all the missions that I've finished, and then it actually tells you the completed hours you put in total and everything, it's sad. It's like, I don't remember doing this much.
Wow, you can literally see my life. You could literally see my life ticking by. I was aged.
Yeah, it's like that Mr. Show sketch where just Baba and Kirky just looks up and he's like, doesn't realize he's all old. Yeah. He's just like, oh, my life. It's just the way it feels when you finish that game.
One of the first things that I sort of thought of was oh man, what's that movie called? Interstellar. When they go down to the planet, the water planet that's too close to the black hole, and they come back, and the dude that's on the ship is aged like 1,000,000 years, and he's just like, "You've been gone. I didn't think you were gonna come back. Thought I was gonna die here." And they're like, "We've only been gone 10 minutes playing this game."
Yeah, that's what it is. That's The Witcher.
No.
With the DLC and everything.
No, you've been playing that game for 10 years.
It's equally long as the game. I can't wait to do play Cyberpunk.
That game does look good.
I cannot wait for that game.
Yep.
I know that game's going to absorb me. I'm going to have to make sure I've done everything I've ever wanted to do in life before I start that game.
Or just set timers or something.
That's too much work.
Yeah.
Get me an IV.
An IV, a catheter, and just, you're good.
Yeah. Get that toilet chair that was in that movie Stay Tuned. That has the fridge built into it.
Oh, man. I got that. That'd be frighteningly bad.
Yeah, I know. It's so awful thinking about it, but
oh, goodness. Oh, it's funny but horrible at the same time.
It is. That's another movie I really love. Nobody really talks about that movie. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
John Ritter, may he rest in peace.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just watched. I know we had said this on Dead Man's Tome podcast, but I just watched Bad Santa. And I didn't realize that he had passed shortly after filming that movie, and they had a dedication to him in Bad Santa. So,
yeah, I guess they ended up becoming like good friends after Sling Blade, which he's phenomenal in, by the way. Yeah. Both of them, and Dwight Yoakam. I don't understand. Dwight Yoakam should have got an Oscar for that movie, man. He was insanely. That's one of those infinitely quotable. Like anytime I'm sore or anything around the house, or even Renee, which we're always joking. It's like, I'm hurting, Linda.
I forgot about that. I should probably rewatch that just so I can start quoting that part.
I'm hurting, Linda.
That's legit me all the time. I'm just like, oh man. And I noticed it because my kids started picking it up. Like she'll be like, she'll stand up and she'll like grunt or groan as she's standing up, and she's like, what's wrong with you? She's like, my back, or just my legs, or you're just they're sore, they hurt. And I'm just like, what do you have to be hurting? You're 5 years old. let me just, when you're my age and have been through the car accidents and work accidents and injuries that I've been through, then you can groan as you're standing up. Don't mock me. Don't mock my pain.
You got those kids' abilities to sit there and mimic They pick up on the subtlest of things, man.
Yeah. Yeah, she wasn't like, I don't know, she wasn't being like a little brat doing it. She was just, you sit down and you're stiff, and she's just like, but it's just like, wait, what? Don't, no.
Yeah.
But then, kids are kids. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, what else?
Rewatching Vikings. Have you ever watched that show?
No, I know that's another thing you and Liam can just sit there and do a whole.
Yeah.
If something ever happens to me, get Liam to replace me on the show. It's clear it should be him. But yeah, he loves that show, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's great. And I was watching this season, the current season that's on now, and I was sitting there and I'm like, man, I want to go back and rewatch some of the first episodes with Ragnar. And because I was missing my old buddy Ragnar and Athelstan and all that goodness, and I'm like, you know what? April hasn't seen a show, and we didn't have a whole lot of time to watch a whole movie one night, so I just was like, hey, let's watch this. So I put on the first episode, and we ended up rewatching Vikings. So we're almost through the first season. So I'm excited to be rewatching one of my favorite shows, but I got to start rewatching Game of Thrones, speaking of Viking type shows, because, the final season's coming up. So that's on my
true.
plate. Oh.
That's probably going to be humongous.
Yeah, and heartbreaking.
That's probably my opportunity. I need to probably jump in and actually start watching it.
Yeah. I've been debating strategy with people at work on when to buy HBO. It's just like, okay, if you get it before the season, can you watch all of the seasons in a month on the free trial and then cancel it?
I love it. I've done that to certain things. It's like, yeah, it's like, can it be done?
It's like you have to wait. You have to wait like 2 or 3 weeks or something is what we were trying to figure out. As long as they don't have any like set breaks off, like weeks where they don't air episodes, it's like, okay, think we can get the HBO Go or whatever, the free trial, and then you can just watch every episode, well, at least of the season, if unless you're ambitious and try to watch more on the weekends and try to watch the whole series of the back seasons and stuff. So
yeah, I think I did that one time too. I think it was Crunchyroll.
Oh yeah,
just so I could finish Inuyasha, the final season, because it was just eating away at me that I had never finished the final season.
Yeah. So
I used it and just sweat that.
Yeah.
Oh, I got to mention it just because it was one of those dreams, and I just now realized that happened during hiatus. Mask of the Phantasm in theaters. That was so good, and there was nobody in there, and that bothered me, but it didn't bother me at the same time.
Yeah, because you had the theater yourself.
Yeah, it was just me, Renee, and some other dude, and I knew for a fact I was the happiest person in that room. It's like, I don't even know you, bro, but there's no way you're excited as I am about this. I've been waiting for this for over a decade.
Yeah. And
it was just tremendous. The picture was a bit weird. I don't know if they used the cleaned up version or not. I mean, it looked pretty neat, but some of the, like, some scenes or some shots looked older and not as cleaned up as others. It was kind of weird, but it wasn't that bad. It wasn't like super distracting. But the sound and everything, I was hearing stuff I'd never even heard.
Huh.
And I was just like, oh, it's so good. This is so great.
That's one thing that I would like to get is the remastered Batman animated series on Blu-ray.
Yeah, I really want it. I'm kind of waiting for them to maybe strip it down because I don't really want all that stuff in it. I got that really nice box set from the DVD back in the day. I'm still happy with it.
So I guess let me, because the show is also on their streaming service, DC Universe or whatever it's called. So let me pose this question to you and anyone listening. What do you think of the service? And to anyone who's listening, do you have it? Have you tried it? Bought into it? What do you think of it?
Yeah,
let us know. Interested?
I would like to know.
I saw because I get emails from them trying to get me to buy it. They know I'm weak. They know I'm a weak individual. So they've been emailing me, and I saw that it's like, it said like $6 a month or $6.95 if you buy it at a year. And I'm like, that's tempting depending on how much content they have, especially since they just launched Young Justice.
We were talking about doing free trials. I was kind of holding out till the whole season of Young Justice is done and then using the free trial.
Yeah.
And then seeing what they got going on.
Yeah. Yeah, because I guess the
Young Justice, man, I got to finish that.
They just finished Titans, but I will say I would be excited to. I would probably watch it if I got the trial and binged all of Young Justice and Titans. I think I could probably do that, depending on how long the trial is.
You could do Young Justice. You could pull it off.
Yeah, I could probably do that.
But yeah, that's a very good question. I'd love for people to. Also, just what did you do during the hiatus with us?
Yeah, for sure. And hop on Discord and let us know.
Yes.
So
that's where they should go.
We'll have the link in the show links below. So join Discord, and then we'll be there talking about the DC Universe, what you did in hiatus. But anyway, yes, hit us up on Discord. Join us and chat about all the things we discussed here, and help us ring in the new year with some good conversation and just all around good fun. Yeah, all the things you love without all the hate.
Absolutely,
right? That's right. Well, I think that does it. That does it for today's episode, and it's been great. It feels good to get all this set out there and in the open, and shake off the rust and join back in and all that. So, but it's been great. Glad to have you guys, our audio audience, join us back. So until next time, I've been Dustin.
I have been Bo.
And have a good one.
Later, guys.
Peace.